AI this, AI that, AI is gonna replace you, steal your girlfriend, and fornicate with your mother. No, it's actually not gonna do that because you're gonna watch this tier list. That was a crazy intro. Let's just get into the tier list, shall we? So, best and worst AI business models in 2025. We're gonna start off with freelancing with AI. So under the freelancing bucket, I'm gonna have any like random little services that you can put in there. It can be graphic design, it could be YouTube thumbnails, it could be copywriting, or any other service that you could probably outsource to somebody in Pakistan for $3 an hour. But for the sake of it, freelancing with AI, I actually don't dislike this model because it is quite simple. It's just you're not gonna get rich with freelancing with AI, and you're gonna have to stack a bunch of retainers. Like, best case scenario, if you're just a freelancer offering a singular service to business owners, let's say you're an AI web designer for random little businesses that probably aren't making much money anyway, but your job is to just get little 2 to 3K a month retainers. The best case scenario with this is you're making like 8 to 10 grand a month within a year. It will take you some time to actually learn the skill, and then all you're gonna be doing is outreach, and then you're gonna get a couple clients, they're probably gonna leave, you'll have to replace them. And it can be a decent business model if you wanna live in Bali for like $1,000 a month. I like it. So because of that, I'm actually gonna put it in the B tier here because it really isn't a bad model. It's just really hard to scale. If you wanna scale past just being a freelancer, you're gonna have to stack on other skills or like actually get world class at the one skill that you're already offering. Next up, we have AI YouTube automation. And so the way that this business works is you use AI to script the video, make the content, and like generate an entire YouTube video for you in a particular niche. So these would be like theme pages. This could be like an NBA conspiracy channel, or a channel that is like dedicated to reviewing private jets, or something kind of cool and niche. And I like the idea of YouTube automation. I really don't want to hate on it, but it's just really difficult. I know 2 people that do this business model personally, and they're both incredibly intelligent. So typically that's kind of a bad sign. If you're just looking for the easiest model, I don't think it's great. That said, it can really scale if you're really good, but you have to make like 40 plus channels, be getting millions and millions of views. Because at the end of the day, if you get 1 million views on one YouTube video, you'll make about 10 grand, which sounds great, but getting 1 million views is really fucking difficult. I don't think I've gotten 1 million views in the lifetime of my channel. And obviously you're making more broad content that's kind of engineered to go viral, but you really do have to be world class at YouTube if you're gonna make this work. So because of that, unfortunately, I am putting AI YouTube automation in the D tier. Up next here, we have AI software, which sounds really cool. You're building your own tool basically. And I love this model. If you're already rich, successful, and you have some kind of means of distribution, meaning you have an audience of your own, or you're somehow just really good at getting traffic, I love this model if you're in that scenario. If you're not, then you have pretty much 0 chance at being successful with an AI software. One, it's just incredibly difficult to build. Yes, you can do it with no code, vibe code it, and you'll have a working product, sure. But first, the software really isn't gonna be that good, and the most attractive thing about building a SaaS is the potential exit. The best thing about software is it's recurring revenue, and when you're using a software, it like becomes a part of your business. I've been paying for some softwares, and I'm sure you have too, for the past 6 years. And because software is sustainable like this, you can get like a 4 to 5x multiple on your annual profit. So if you get a software up to $1 million a year, you could sell that for probably $5 million, if not a lot more than that in some cases. But the problem, and I actually have experience here, is they're really fucking difficult to build if you want to build it well. I invested about $55,000 into an AI software earlier this year because I was like, oh, this is gonna be my thing. This is gonna be my 8-figure exit. And it took 3 times as long as I thought it was gonna be to build, and it was way more difficult, and we ended up not even launching it, so that was just a 50K loss. So I might be a little bit jaded because of that, but it is going in my D tier as well, unless you have money and you have either a really big personal brand or a way to get a bunch of affiliates and a bunch of people pushing traffic to your software. It's just not gonna work. Up next here, we have AIOF, and you know what AIOF stands for. I don't know if I should say it on YouTube, but AI influencer girl that shows much skin. You get the point. Let's put our morals aside for this one, so let's just pretend like you would actually do this. Hear me out. Like, I don't hate it. I don't think it's a bad business model, because you actually can spin up a girl that looks like a very attractive real human being pretty quickly. And that part's great, but what isn't great is the marketing side. It actually is a lot harder to get traffic than you would anticipate. And you pretty much have to be a marketing wizard to get enough traffic. And obviously any business and anything on this list, you'll have to learn skills. But just think about the nature of this business model. It's mostly low ticket subscriptions. So if you have people that are paying you $12 a month, if you want to scale to even 20K a month, that's thousands of subscribers. So you just have to be really good at marketing. If you are really good at marketing, it can be a great model. If not, and you want to be able to tell your parents what you do at Thanksgiving dinner, then I would advise against it. So I will put AIOF in the C tier. All right, so next up here, we have building AI infrastructure. And I actually like this model. I think it's really good if you're a smart, competent human being with some sort of tech background. Like, you definitely need a little bit of the tism to do this, just because it is quite difficult on the service side. That said, what I do love about it is you can charge pretty high prices. Basically, the way it works is you're doing full AI system builds within businesses. And this can be in any part of the business, from getting leads to converting those leads to back-end systems to all of the data integrations. Basically, you take a business that is not being as efficient as they can with AI, and you install all of these AI systems to make them wildly more efficient. And you can charge high prices, like 10 to 15K, because of this. And while that part is awesome, you don't have to get dozens of clients to make decent money. It is just a lot to learn. Plus, you're gonna be working with more boomer businesses or just more mature business owners. And if you're kind of a younger person, it might be hard for you to kind of relate to them and be able to sell people. But I do think there are a lot of pros to this model, and because of this, it is gonna go in my B tier list. Up next, I have AI arbitrage and the AI agency in here together because they're basically the same thing. To put it simply, they're the lighter version or the easier version of building AI infrastructures, and they're the AI-ified version of SMMA. So if you understand SMMA, basically you partner with boomer businesses that need leads. They can be blue collar businesses like HVAC, roofing, real estate, solar, and you run Facebook lead generation ads to get them leads. You install some systems to help them convert those leads, and they pay you a monthly retainer, or they pay you per lead or per booked call. And typically, to scale this, you're gonna have to get dozens of clients on $1,000 to $3,000 a month retainers. And the AI agency and AI arbitrage is basically exactly that, just using AI tools to do everything that I just described. And I think the biggest pro of this model is the services are quite easy to understand and to learn. It's not gonna be difficult for you to learn how to run simple lead gen Facebook ads and how to build an AI caller, AI little appointment setters and stuff like that. But what is more difficult is the acquisition side and getting clients on your own, because it's just a very saturated space. But as long as you can find some way to stand out in your outreach and you won't get discouraged after you send 100 pitches and you don't get a reply, I really like this model. And because of that, I'm putting both AI arbitrage and the AI agency in my A tier. And the final thing that I have here is called AI operating. Very conveniently, obviously, this is what I've been doing for the last few years, and it's made me millions of dollars. So take all of the other words that come out of my mouth with a bias attached to them, because I am 100% biased towards AI operating because it's worked for me and many other people. And the reason it works so well is because it was working just as well before AI. So the way this business works is you partner with experts online who either have a solid audience or who want to build a solid audience so they can monetize that audience through coaching. This can range from your typical Miami guru, course seller, flexer to somebody who teaches doctors how to start their own practice. It doesn't always have to be monetary. But basically, you partner with somebody who is selling coaching on a rev share, and you tell them, hey, all you have to do is focus on content and coaching inside of the people that you sell. I'll handle everything else. I'll build the funnels, write the copy, run the ads, and basically do everything in the business that isn't making content. It's kind of similar to being an agent for an actor. They're the face, they get all of the attention, you're the person who's kind of behind the scenes, pulling the strings and making shit happen. And the reason this model works so well is because you only need one client to make really good money. If you get one client on a 20 to 30% rev share, which really isn't that difficult, and let's say they already have some existing traffic, so you start start by writing a better VSL for them, starting emails. Maybe you add a webinar funnel. You do all of these things that are more effective and more efficient conversion mechanisms than what they've been using previously. So you're just capitalizing better on the attention that they already had. So you could very easily take them from 20K a month to 150K a month within 6 months. And then let's say you have even a 20% rev share on that 150K per month. And just like that, you're making 30 grand a month from one client. Now, although this is my S-tier business model and it's what's made me a lot of money, there are some cons to it. And I'll try to be as objective as I can when breaking down these cons. The first one is there will be a bit of a learning curve if you don't know anything about selling high-ticket coaching or services online. If you're completely new to this world, first you have to understand how the high-ticket coaching world works and how an actual coaching business runs, and how there's a lot of moving pieces that go into this business. For example, I sell my own coaching program teaching people how to do exactly what I'm explaining now, how to partner with experts, get them on a rev share, and help them scale and get a percentage of it. And for me to run this business, think about all of the elements that have to go into it. I have to make content, that's a full-time job in itself, and then I have to conversion process. So what emails are going out? What's the VSL look like? Where's the drop off? Where are people getting lost in the funnel? Is our CRM organized? How's the sales process looking? Like everything that goes into getting somebody from, okay, this is an interesting model, I'd potentially be open to learning more, to getting them on a sales call and closing the deal. There is a lot that goes into it. And none of these things are complicated on their own per se, but you do have to at least develop a baseline knowledge and a baseline understanding about all of them. And I'd say the other main con here is if you are not creative in your outreach, you're just not going to get a client. Getting a good client is as hard as you make it. If you think that you're just going to come in here and send a bunch of automated shitty pitches that don't sound like a real human, you're gonna have absolutely no success and you're gonna jump to a different business model and probably fail at that too. So getting clients is easy if you are willing to go above and beyond in your outreach and focus on quality instead of quantity. And then once you start getting clients, I almost think of it as if it's like finding your first winning product in dropshipping. You just need one client to really put yourself on. Like if you just get one really big win, let's say you scale a client to $250,000 a month, it gets exponentially easier. Or not only can you make a lot of money in that one deal, but then leveraging that to go get other clients becomes exponentially easier, so it's this snowball effect. So because AI operating has more leverage, more upside, you can make more money with less clients. That is why it is my standalone S-tier business model. And obviously I have some bias here, but hopefully this breakdown just gave you some insight on what could be the best potential business model for you, because at the end of the day, every business model works as long as you work. And whether you end up doing AI operating or any other model on this list, as long as you are diligent, you work hard, and you don't quit after just a few months, eventually success is coming. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hope you like this one. Like, subscribe, comment, share it with your grandma. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.